you count back the years, even decades, family has been the center of the American dream. One aspect that is taking away from that dream of family is the fact that moms and dads don't get to spend quality time with their newborns or even adopted children when they enter the family. If you think back years ago, most families had one working parent. So there was always somebody there to kind of foster a bond with that child. But now in today's society, it's almost required that both parents must work, must be breadwinners of the home. This scenario creates a dilemma, a choice between giving financial stability to a family or setting that aside, financial stress, but still trying to foster that loving bond with that new child. I've experienced this myself. 2 of my kids, I was only allowed a week or less of unpaid time to be with them, only having to go back to work. However, I also got to see the experience of my wife, who was able to take 2 16-week periods off so that she can foster a bond with our children. All of this to say that our country is failing when it comes to bringing the family together, fostering that love. One thing our country should be required to do, is to put a paid parental leave program in place to allow both parents to have that time to give to that child and that family. So we're going to go from, I will show you as I go through my speech, we're going to see how the U.S. compares to other countries around the world. I'm also going to give you some benefits of a paid parental leave program. And then we're going to see if there's any at all smaller programs around the United States that maybe the federal government can piggyback off of or adopt. But first, let's see how the U.S. compares to other countries. And it's not pretty. The U.S. is dead last when it comes to paid parental leave compared to other countries out there. Stated in an article by Pew Research Center in 2019, the U.S. is the only country among 41 nations that does not mandate any paid leave for new parents. To give you a few examples of these, Japan offers both parents 26 weeks of paid time off. Canada, our neighbors to the north, offer 35 weeks to new parents. And Norway, northern country in Europe, offers a whopping 49 weeks of paid parental leave. Now you may be sitting here thinking, I thought our government had federal guidelines that mandated time off, and they do. They offer 12 weeks to family members for family and medical needs or emergencies. It's called the Family Medical Leave Act, FMLA for short. And you can use this for when you do have children or when you adopt children. But unfortunately, this is an unpaid leave for those families, so they still must choose financial stability or care for the family. Now that I've shown you where the U.S. stacks up against other countries and how other countries are leaps and bounds ahead of our own, I'm going to give you some advantages of having a paid parental leave program in place. One of the largest advantages to a paid parental leave program is for women, because it gives them the opportunity to earn more wages at work, greater advancement, and promotion opportunities. Explained by Liz Kaufman in a SHRM article, when fathers have the ability to stay home and care for their new child, women are not just seen as the primary caregiver for the home. She further explains that because of this traditional mindset that has been in play for decades, when the woman stays home to care for the child, to care for children, wage earnings can suffer along with the possibility for advancement in her career. However, this tends to correct itself when fathers are given the ability to also care for the child, allowing women to earn more and have more opportunity for promotions. Other benefits of a paid parental leave program: the allowance for mothers to return to work healthy after giving birth. And this is not just for physical well-being, this is all for mental and emotional well-being as well. This also gives both mother and father the ability to foster a bond with the new child. And we also look at just the overall health of the new baby, because when time is given, this allows for breastfeeding to be a top priority, for parent and sibling engagement with the new child, and also allows for medical needs for the new child to be taken priority. So one thought rose to my head when I read all this is that when a paid parental leave program is given, it puts family first. Psychologist Ashley Chappelle DiVerno, a behavioral scientist at the Center for Disease Control and Prevention, says it best. Paid parental leave can reduce financial stress, allow parents to focus on bonding with their child, and increase gender equality when fathers have more time to participate in child care duties. All of these positive effects trickle down to benefit the child and the family as a whole. Now that I've shown you where the US stacks up against other countries and the positive benefits that come from having such a paid leave program in place, where do we go from here? And indeed, we do have a few programs in place here. Information given by, I'll tell you, the US government has what they call the FEPLA, or Federal Employee Pay Leave Act. This allows federal employee members to have 12 weeks of paid leave when having or adopting a child. And this information comes from the US Office of Human Resources and Management. There are also a few states, along with the District of Columbia, that have a paid leave program in place. From information coming from Bipartisan Policy Center, the states and territories using paid parental leave programs give anywhere from 4 to 12 weeks of paid time off at 60% or more of the original pay that parent was getting at the time they take this leave. So we can already see that the United States is behind, and that they have programs in our country in place that they can piggyback off of or adopt so that we can give families an opportunity to thrive. So as I draw to a close, we can see that having a paid parental leave program in place is good for the family. We went over where the U.S. stacks up against other countries, the many benefits that come from having a paid parental leave program, and the fact that the United States government can do something about this. Think back to that American dream I talked about in the beginning. The main focus was family. That is what the American dream still can be today. Putting family first for a brighter, better future.
Oh, the camera was off.
Oh, don't say that.
Your turn.